Thank you for tuning in to our parent meeting tonight. Before we get started with all the fun stuff, our pastor, Devon, has a few words to say to you. Also, our minister of families, John Harmon, is going to speak to you. I appreciate all that the two of them do to help support our weekday preschool.
Well, hello, and welcome to a new school year at St. Andrew's Baptist Church Preschool. I'm Dee Vaughn, and I have the joy of being the pastor of this congregation. One of the happiest things I get to do is play a part in the lives of our students in the weekday preschool. Now, I do have an ulterior motive. My own granddaughter is part of the program, so sometimes you may see me around. But I enjoy being in chapel, walking up and down the halls and seeing my friends, and just having them stop and say, Pastor D. That's a lot of fun. We know that your children are the greatest treasure that God has entrusted to you. And we take our responsibility very seriously to care for them, to nurture them, to love them, and to help them grow physically, intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. We appreciate the trust that you've put in us, and we do our best to be faithful partners in your child's education and upbringing. I'm very proud of our weekday preschool, our administration, and our faculty. And I am praying that this will be a wonderful year for your family and for your child here at St. Andrew's.
Well, hello, parents. My name is John Harmon, and I'm the Minister of Families here at St. Andrew's Baptist. And I just want to tell you how overjoyed we are that you've entrusted your children into our care in our weekday preschool. We just think so much of your children. We enjoy seeing them around our campus each and every day and enjoy getting to know them throughout the year. Now, I've got a couple of things I just want to let you know about as we begin a new school year. First, normally for our 3- and 4-year-olds, we have chapel every Wednesday. And we've done that inside our chapel, and we do music and Bible stories and all kinds of fun things with the kids. But due to the current health situation, we're not able to do that as a big group right now. And so the chapel time will be held in each child's class. Now, this is something we are really going to miss because our staff has taken an active role in chapel over the last couple of years, and that's where we really have gotten to know your children. So we look forward to the day where we can gather back together as a big group to celebrate our chapel time together. I also want to let you know that we're working very hard to maintain a clean facility. We do lots of things each and every day, like fogging the rooms and wiping down toys and sanitizing our playground equipment. And we work very, very hard to maintain that and maintain a safe environment for your children to be here. And I can't thank Mary Christie and Alyssa and our staff enough for all the effort that they put into making sure this facility is as clean and as safe as it can possibly be. I tell you that to say this, please bear with us as we navigate these coming months. We don't know everything that will happen between now and October, November, December, and we will. But we can make a promise to you that we will do our very best to make sure we have a clean and safe facility, and we will make changes to our policies as it's warranted, as the public health situation allows. I know one of the big questions that you may have had over these last few months and as we start into the new school year is about parents coming in and out of the building. We understand that can be somewhat of inconvenience as you want to interact with your teachers. We encourage you to interact with them digitally and contact them through text message or through the app if you need to. But right now, we feel it is as safe as we can possibly make it to ask parents not to come into the building and continue to do drop-off and pick-up at the door. I appreciate your understanding of that policy and your cooperation. It has worked great so far, and we look forward to a great new beginning to a school year and a great few months as we get going. If you have any questions about anything at all that happens within our preschool, Feel free to contact me throughout the year. I'd love to sit down and talk with you about any question you might have. Again, we're looking forward to a great year and are glad that you're a part of our Weekday Preschool family.
Thank you for joining us for our parent meeting for the 2020-2021 school year. It's different not having you here with us to go over some new procedures that we have and some things that you may remember from previous years. But we appreciate you taking the time to listen to us, and we hope that it'll make the start of this new school year a very smooth one. Alyssa Hannah, she's our assistant director, she's gonna start off with us tonight.
So we've put in place some procedures to cut down on contracting the virus of COVID-19. Some of those procedures are temping at the door. When you come up, you'll notice that we have thermometers in our hands to temp the teachers as well as the students. We also sanitize our hands once we enter the building. We disinfect throughout the day, and we sanitize our toys several times throughout the day. We also sanitize and disinfect our playground in between classes. We've cut down the number of students allowed on the playground at a time in order to cut down the risk of contracting the virus. We fog all of our classrooms at the end of the day with our fogger, our backpack fogger, and we also fog the bathrooms at the end of the day. Parents, we're asking that you please wear a mask to the door when dropping off and picking up students. While we are dealing with COVID-19, we will continue to have morning drop-off and pickup at the door. Parents are not allowed in the building until further notice. Older children, we're asking that they please carry their own things. Our hours are from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. We will not accept children before 7:30 a.m. If your child is here past 6 p.m., there will be a late fee of $1 per minute. We are not equipped or staffed to keep sick children. For that reason, we have a list of conditions on page 11 of the parent handbook. If they have any of those symptoms, they need to stay home for 48 hours. This is to protect both your child and the other children in the class. DSS regulates that children who are taking an antibiotic must take the medication for 24 hours and be fever-free to be considered non-contagious and allowed to return. They also regulate that any over-the-counter medication or prescription must have a signed permission slip from the parent. Tuition needs to be paid by Wednesday for those who are full-time and by the 10th of the month for students who are preschool hours, 9 to 12 only. You can pay by cash, check, or through the EasyCare app. Instructions on how to pay online are in the EasyCare handout. We make the deposit for each week on Wednesday. You'll receive an invoice showing your payment and what may be owed after deposit is made. If the amount is in red, you have a credit on your account. You get 1 vacation week per year. The year runs from August to August. You are not charged the week we are closed for Vacation Bible School.
We ask that you make sure that all items for your child are labeled with their name or their initials and the date for each day. So this means that anything that is in your child's lunchbox needs to have their name or initials and the date. This is a DSS regulation, so it's something that has to be done. Also, that we ask that when you pack the lunch bag, that you put an ice pack in there. Our classrooms that are infants through the 2-year-olds have a mini fridge, but the classrooms after the 2-year-old classrooms do not have a refrigerator in the room. So it's really important that we have those ice packs in there to keep their food cold. Also, the classrooms that do have the mini fridge in there, we ask that you send 1 cup a day with those children because we don't have enough room in those mini fridges for multiple cups for each child. We do have milk and water here at the preschool that we can give to your child when they run out of whatever's in their cup that they come to school with. Also, let me remind you that hard candy and nuts are not allowed at all in the center. If you send grapes or hot dogs, they have to be halved and quartered. Popcorn is only allowed in 4-year-old classes. So if you send popcorn with a child who is younger, we're going to have to send it back home. We're not going to be able to give it to them. Beginning with our 1-year-old classes, those children transition from sleeping in a crib to sleeping on a nap mat. So from the 1-year-old classes through the 4s, they all have nap mats for nap time. So if you don't already have a nap mat, you need to purchase one. You can get those from Walmart, you can get them from Educational Wonderland, or we have them here at the preschool for $10 each. If by chance your child happens to get a tear in their nap mat during the year, they have to be replaced. This is another DSS regulation. So also your child's gonna need a sheet and a blanket for their nap mat. As far as the sheet goes, I would recommend a king-size pillowcase because it just slips right on, super easy to get on and off. And then the nap mats, the sheets and the blankets are sent home at the end of the week for you to wash and then send back on Monday. We keep the nap mats here and sanitize them. We ask that you dress your children in comfortable clothes that are seasonal, appropriate for the weather that we're having, and that you don't care if they get dirty. We are active here at the preschool, we are active outside, we're active in the classroom, so there's a lot of things that are going on, so please don't send your child in their best clothes when they come to preschool. It's also important that when you bring them that they are wearing shoes when they come in. They need to have shoes on, and please bring them in their shoes. It prevents from shoes being left in the car and then later we're going outside and they don't have their shoes. All children need to have a change of clothes that fit and that are also seasonal that they keep in their backpacks that they bring with them. Younger children need multiple changes of clothes, especially the ones that are potty training. If your child is potty training, we ask that you send lots of clothes and if possible, an extra set of shoes, because sometimes accidents, the shoes get wet and they don't want to wear wet shoes. If you have a little girl starting in the 2-year-old class, she needs to either wear shorts or leggings underneath dresses and skirts. Just helps keep everything on, covered. As far as classes are, we're open from 7:30 to 6, but most of our classes start their active learning time at 9. So that we ask that as much as possible, you have your children here by 9 a.m. in the morning, especially our 3s and 4s classes. If they arrive later, they're likely to miss out on learning activities or crafts or special projects that they may be doing, and the teachers probably are not going to have time to go back and make that up with your child. So it's okay for them to come later, just be aware that they may miss out on some things by arriving after 9 o'clock in the morning. Also, our school naps between 1 and 3. So we ask that you not pick your child up during nap time. If they have an appointment or something that's going on that you need to get them early, we ask that you either pick them up right before nap or that you come and get them right at 3. But picking them up during nap usually disrupts the entire classroom and it makes it hard to get children settled back down once they've been asleep for a while and then wake up. Our teachers are being encouraged to communicate with you through our Easy Care app and with email. Some of them may choose to give you their phone numbers so that you can text them. If they do give you their phone numbers, I'm asking that you please be respectful of them and do not text or call them in the evenings or on the weekends. They are here all day, and during the day is a good time to ask questions, but I would say, probably after 7 o'clock in the evening and on the weekends, please just hold your questions until Monday morning or the next morning. Toys from home, please do not bring them because they're not allowed in the center. If your child happens to walk through the door with a toy from home, we're gonna take it and put it in their backpack for the day. But we have lots of toys to play with here, and it just makes for a better classroom environment for children not to bring toys from home. We do conduct fire drills monthly, and so we evacuate everyone from the building, and we consistently evacuate in less than 4 minutes. So I think to get infants through 4-year-olds and everyone out of the building and in our meeting spot is really good, but it's something that we practice in the hopes that we never have to use it. Let's see. If we have to close the school due to weather, inclement weather, you'll be notified by your child's teacher through email, and then notices will be placed on our Facebook page and on the WIS TV. You'll see it scrolling on the bottom. The same is true if we have to close early for inclement weather once the children are already here. We do our best to not close, but sometimes that's just unavoidable. Attached to this parent meeting is a calendar for the 2020-2021 school year. You'll notice on there that supply fees are due for this semester by August 31st, and then they'll be due again on January the 4th for our spring semester. Our grandparents' picnic was originally set to be on September 11th, but we've decided not to do the grandparents' picnic. Other events that are scheduled, we will keep you up to date on whether or not we decide to continue, to host them or not. A lot of that will depend on how numbers are trending and how the spread in the community seems to be. Also, you'll note on that calendar that twice a year we close the whole school at noon, and that day is going to be December 11th. That's when we have our Christmas program, and we close at noon that day. The Christmas program's at 11. And then on May 28th for our 4-year-old graduation, we close the whole school at noon on that day. So once again, thank you for taking the time to tune in to our parent meeting. If you have any questions, feel free to call us at the preschool office or shoot us an email. I hope you have a great day.